Hey boys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Colossal here today, guys. Today we got something super exciting to talk about. Before I hop into it, I already apologize now if I pronounce things wrong or if I sound really bad. My mouth hurts a lot, but I really want to make this video. So, yesterday at TwitchCon, Duelyst announced their new expansion, Immortal Vanguard. It's an expansion with 100 plus cards in it. We don't know what any of the cards are yet, but we did get something very interesting. Every faction got a brand new general, and we know what they are and we know what they do, so we're going to talk about that in this video. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm also going to apologize now if I miss any combos or interactions I'm not thinking of in my head. I'm sorry. You know, it's a lot to think about and a lot to take in on, you know, what would be good with this and what would be good with this. Like I said, obviously we don't have any new cards yet, but the generals. So let's move down and let's talk about these guys. They all look pretty badass, by the way. I think all of them look badass. So moving down to the first one is Linar. We're going to be talking about Brome Warcrest. We're going to call him Bro for shorts. His Bloodborne spell, or I'm sorry, Bloodbound spell, is summon a 1/2 Crescent Fallen with Zeal. Provoke in front of your general. So he has a provoke. It's a 1/2 that has provoke in front of your general. So, first off, let's talk about his stat line. So 1/2, can't get pinged off, which is pretty important. And then also, if you notice, it says in front of your general, so you can't place it around, and that's actually very important, because then you can't really 5-mana Holy Immolation really wherever you want. It can only be in front of your general. You can kind of still set it up, but you have to position your general right, which is really, really good. If you were able to place it anywhere, it'd be really, really, really easy for your opponent to just play out a 1/2 next to their general anywhere, and then Holy Immolation. So this allows it to kind of avoid getting abused like that, you know, as often. You can still do it, but it just depends on the board state. Secondly, we see something with Zeal, man. We haven't seen something with Zeal, I feel like, in a while, or something decent. So we might see a lot of Zeal in this set. Like I said, we haven't seen any cards yet, but I'm sure Zeal is going to be a thing. And with Zeal becoming a thing, I think we're going to see a return of Afterblaze. If you guys remember what that does, it gives a minion +2/+4. And if they have Zeal, they gain, you draw a card as well, which is pretty cool. So that's something that's super, super, super nice. If you guys see me look down a lot, it's because I wrote a lot of notes about literally everyone. There's an argument kind of going on is if people think this is going to be better than Argeon, because Argeon, that +2 attack allows you to just trade very efficiently with places. And I said right now we don't really know. We don't know until the new cards come out. People were thinking maybe like a Zoo deck with him would be pretty cool. Maybe like a Golem deck. You'd be able to play all these Golems and then a Warblet and buff it all up. So then you'd have a 2/3 provoke, which is pretty cool. And then, you know, something with like Aurora combos with it. Pretty much all these kind of Tempo Zoo kind of Linar decks would be good with it. Right now, like I said, we don't have the rest of the set, so we don't really know. And then another combo you can see with this is like, you could see them summon this and then play like Ironcliff Art. A problem with Linar is a lot of Linar cards, you have to have a board established, which is really, really nice with this card, is that you can establish them and really anytime you can BBS, which is awesome. So that you can play all those cards like Afterblaze, like Ironcliff Heart, Holy Immolation, Divine Bond, even though you probably wouldn't use it on a 1/2, but you never know. So that's really, really nice about this new general is that you're able to do that. And then a lot of people have been talking about like some fun things with like Titan then, you know, with your BBS is going to be cool with this guy. So, you know what, we'll see. I hope the new cards, I hope we have a lot more Zeal cards coming out. I'm very, very excited for it. But nonetheless, let's keep moving down. And I'm sorry, my Songhai and Vanguard knowledge, I know all the cards, but I'm not good with them. So I'm sorry if I miss anything with these next generals. So the next one we're going to be talking about is Songhai. This is Shidai Stormblossom. His Bloodborne spell, Bloodbound spell, I'm going to say Bloodborne every time, is put a spell sword into your action bar that cannot be replaced. So, before we talk about really anything, the spell sword is it could be one of 4 cards, and then all 4 of the cards are all 1-mana spells, but they cannot be replaced. We don't know what all of them are yet. I've seen rumors here and there. I could have missed it. Maybe someone posted on Discord and I missed. The ones that I've seen so far is a 1-mana move spell, a 1-mana damage spell, and then I think one's a backstab spell, but like I said, I haven't seen it. I think the backstab one was that one actually in the video. You can kind of look at the TwitchCon videos from yesterday. They kind of showcased it a little bit, but you only saw one. So, This is a general you're not really going to see with backstab. You're probably not going to see this guy with really minion-based decks at all. This is the 8 Gates general. This is that old spell high list general that you're going to be seeing come back because, you know, getting those 1 mana spells, doesn't matter what the 1 mana spell is. Anything that you can play for 1 mana that's decent is going to be great. Even though it's a little bit of RNG of what you're going to get, you know, as long as you can combo off and play, you know, your 8 Gates and maybe just do a bunch of damage, or, you know, you can play your mantra decks with this guy. It's pretty fun. So this is where you're really going to see Shida shine, is in those really spell-heavy decks and stuff like that. I'm super excited to play with this general. Like I said, I don't really play a lot of Songhai, but he's kind of a general that I kind of want to mess around with. I want to, you know, learn a little bit more of spell high, so I think this is a general to really do it. Now, when it comes to Gauntlet, I should also probably bring it up in Gauntlet that Brome, since he summons a minion, I think in Gauntlet that's pretty strong, so we'll see where that stands. With Shidai, I don't think this is going to be stronger than Riva. I think Riva's still going to outshine Shidai in the Gauntlet matchup. And then maybe Kalios will outshine Shida in Gauntlet just because you're able to blink your big stuff to him, because his Bloodborne spell is very, very, very random. So it's a 1 of a 4 card chance. So you never know what you're going to get. So yeah, that's really cool about this guy. That's really it that I'll have with him. Sorry, I was making sure I didn't write down any other notes. But that's really, I think about this guy is, you know what? Let's see what the other spells are coming out. He's definitely going to be spell-related general. Spell high is good with him. 8 Gates, Mantra. That's where Shidai is going to shine. Definitely not better than Riva and Gauntlet, though. So the next one is Siphron Ascendant. I hope I said that right. I probably didn't. Now, this card was a little underwhelming when I saw it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think everyone thought the same when it became to Vitruvian. It was like maybe a little bit better Asajj is kind of how people saw it. A lot of people saw it as maybe like an artifact kind of list. So, Siphron, what he does is give an enemy minion -2 attack until your next turn. So you can really slow down your opponent's aggroness kind of with this, if that makes any sense. You can slow down your opponent a lot. So where we're going to see this card shine is if we maybe see a control deck for Vet. It's a possibility, or like a Sabotage Vet kind of deck, stuff like that. You know, we got cards like Psychic Conduit in the game. A cool interaction with this card that everyone's been talking about is Zenrui with this. You know, dropping your opponent's minions who have like 4 attack down to 2, and then dropping Zenrui and stealing it. And then I'm pretty sure its attack would go back up on your next turn, which is pretty awesome. Then you'd have a big buff minion. You know, you can steal things like Sunsteel Defenders and stuff, would be awesome. Dominate Will will probably see playing a list with this. Just kind of any sabotagey kind of decks where you kind of just, you know, remove this, remove this, remove this. It would be one of the, not first really control decks in Duelyst, but a really, really good one at that. And you know what, depending on what we see in this set, we can see a lot of control stuff coming with Vet this season, or this expansion. I wouldn't doubt it. I bet you Vet probably gets some of the most removal that we see out of anyone. If not removal, we're going to see, you know, some other weird cards maybe we haven't seen before. You know what we could see is maybe some discard stuff. We haven't seen that in Duelyst yet, and we might see that at. You know, so I think control Vet's really going to be a thing. Also important to note, this thing, you can use your BBS on anything on the board. It does not say nearby your general. You can use it on ranged minions. A cool thing you can use this is on like Lantern Fox. So Lantern Fox doesn't deal damage, so it doesn't draw a card. I'm pretty sure that's how Lantern Fox works. So keep that in mind, that you can use this on ranged minions, really anything on the map. Your general does not need to be near it, so that is awesome. Awesome, awesome. But that's really it with this card. There's really not a lot to talk about. Like I said, its Bloodborne spell is pretty underwhelming compared to some of the other ones we're going to talk about, like this next one that we're going to be talking about. Also, this in Gauntlet I don't think is going to be that great. I think I said that already, though. So, next up, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, is Mav? Skin Soldier. Weird name, but whatever. This is the most interesting general in the game, period. So, Bloodborne spell. Destroy a friendly minion to summon a 4/4 husk on its space. Deal 2 damage to your general. So, this card, oh man, everyone's been thinking of so many cool things with this. Clearly, this is Scream's Dying Wish. Scream's Dying Wish. You can kill off, imagine this, right? You BBS, you kill off your Jaxi. Now you got a 4/4 on the field and a 1/1 ranged unit on the board. Now, this paired with any Dying Wish is pretty cool. You know, if you have like a hurt Nasher or something, you can go in and hit your opponent. Or if you have a fully healed Nasher or 3-3, you go in, hit your opponent to the face. Your Nasher takes a little bit of damage, and then you kill it off, and it deals 5 damage all around. Or 3 damage all around, I'm sorry. So that's pretty cool. Really, like I said, anything with Lurking Fear, we're going to see this thing shine. 100% going to be the Lurking Fear general in the game. And then also, we might see this with more of a... kind of like a healing kind of deck. Anytime you see this general, you're definitely going to see a lot of healing. We're definitely going to see triple Desolators in this deck, hands down. We might even see a return of Shadow Sisters in this deck. We're going to see Void Pulses in this deck. We're going to see every healing thing you can think of in this deck. And then your opponent, and as mob, what you're going to try to do is try to just win with like either your Desolators or summoning these 4/4 Husk and maybe just spec revving your opponent at the end of the game. So it's going to be a really cool card. Another thing, which a lot of people were thinking about, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this card as well when it comes to this. What do you guys think Grandmaster Varix is going to do with this card? Now, we know if you pulled Varix in, like, Rift for another faction, I think it just gave you the Wraithlings, the 5/5 Wraithlings I think it gave you. Now that this is another Bissing in general, maybe it'll have its own effect. Maybe we'll get, like, 2 4/4 Husk instead. That'd be pretty cool. So I want to hear your guys' opinions on what you think that that will do. A lot of people were talking about maybe this card will actually replace Cassava as the aggro general in Abyss, which we could see as well. Right now, aggro Abyss does what it needs to do, and it does it fast. If you play aggro Cassava, you can just beat down your opponent to death in a matter of turns. Now, this card, you can either, you know, you can go to beat down your opponent's general, and then, like, if you have something useless on the board, you can kill it off, and then get a big 4/4 on the field and just keep pushing face, so we might see that. The problem with that is, normally in aggro decks, you're not running a lot of heal, if any, at all, unless you're playing Void Pulses, may I add, and Desolators. You're seeing Void Pulses and Desolators no matter what. But with Mob, maybe you want to run a bit more heal, like running Heralds and Healing Mystics, just because, you know, you're BBS. And then I'm sure the expansion is going to have a lot of stuff that fits with this very well. You know, expect a ton of Lurking Fear support. I'm telling you, expect it now, because Dying Wish is going to be super good with Skin Soldier. And I wouldn't even say that, or I would say that this general is probably going to be on the top of the first season that comes out. Once tournaments start coming back, we're going to see this person on top, and I can almost guarantee you that. It's just that damn good. Like I said, it depends on your deck. You need to be running a lot of healing, though. If you're not running a lot of healing, then I don't think this general is the one for you. Alrighty. Now that that's done, also, by the way, I think it's going to be bonkers in Gauntlet. This is going to be a very strong Gauntlet champion. But you got to be careful in Gauntlet because, you know, it's not constructed, so you can't build your deck. So if you do pick this in Gauntlet, pick all your healing options you possibly can. But anytime you can summon minions in Gauntlet, it's good. Definitely 4/4 bodies. So let's keep going. So this next one, I really don't have a lot to talk about, man. This is Ragnara the Rentless. It's a 2/25 with Bloodbound spell. Summon a Ripper Egg nearby your general. So, first off, we don't know what a Ripper Egg is. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys are going to ask in the comments. I don't know what it is. They didn't say it anywhere. You know, maybe I missed it today somewhere. But as of now that I know of, there isn't any. So we don't know what it is. Let's just assume it's something good. Okay, it's most likely going to be something good if it comes from a BBS. If it's not good, no one's going to run the general, and then they'll just change what the Ripper Egg is anyway. So, let's note some things. First off, it says Ripper Egg nearby your general. Now, do we know if this is going to be Riva nearby, or if this is going to be like Xerix nearby, where it's random where you get to place it? My thing is, it's probably going to be Riva nearby, because with the reason Riva can place her BBS is because what her BBS is a 1/1 range, and it's very positional. You know, getting that at a random spot would suck, and nobody would ever do it because you're just wasting a mana for something to die, you know? Being able to place where you want to put your Heartseeker makes Riva so good. So I think the same thing with this. Being able to place your egg where you want to place it and protect it for a turn is going to be very, very good. It just coming out anywhere on the board is going to be hard to block. It's going to be hard to, you know, protect for a turn. So I think it's going to be Riva, and I think that's because where the egg spawns, it's very, very important, the position of it. Unlike Xerix, where you just get a 2/2. It doesn't matter where it spawned. A 2/2 is good. So that's what I think about him. Secondly, egg support, baby. We're going to be seeing eggs in this next expansion. 100% we're going to be seeing a ton of eggs. I can almost promise you. Anything to, you know, open these eggs, like Inceptor, I think his name is. Something like that. That 3/3 that hatches an egg is going to be good. Lava Lance with this is going to be excellent removal. You know, being able to BBS, having that egg on board already, and then just playing a 2-mana, you know, 4 damage spell basically is going to be awesome. So think about that as well. You know, egg support's going to be awesome. Moran Kerr is going to be cool because you're able to BBS, put on Moran Kerr, and then punch, deal some damage, and then the egg will hatch, which is awesome. Really, just think of all the egg support. Go through Magmar right now, look at it, and just think about it. Like I said, I think this is going to be good because 2 mana, 4 damage, Lava Lance is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. It is. It's kind of like that card, what is it called? Lucent Beam. Kind of like Lucent Beam for Xeron. Lucent Beam's pretty good for Xeron. 2 mana, 4 removal is great. 4 damage removal, I'm sorry. So that's where I'm really standing on this deck. There's really not a lot else to talk about because we don't know what the Ripper is. So I just hope it's something good. Other than that, I like the General. I think he looks badass as well. And you know what? Don't know if it's going to be good in Gauntlet. I think it depends on what the Ripper is. Moving on down to Vanguard, the no fun faction of Duelyst. I'm just kidding. I just don't like Vanguard. I'm sorry. I actually didn't write anything about this General down, but that's because it's pretty simple. So this is Elena Cryobite. Bloodbound spell is stunning near my enemy minion. That's it. Now, there's a lot of stun stuff in Vanguard. And what's really, really important, which is everyone talking about, is Ice Shatter Gauntlet, which is when you have it on, when anything is stun, you walk up and hit it, and it instantly dies, basically. So this is going to be crazy. And we also might see a lot more artifacts with this General as well, because you're able to stun. You know, with this General, we might see, like, returns of Concealing Shrouds. We haven't seen those in a while. At least, you know, consistently on ladder, we haven't seen them in a while. You know, we could see a lot of big artifacts with this deck. Could you imagine Ice Shatter Gauntlet with, what's that artifact called? Something that it makes your General have 5 attack, and when you kill stuff, it summons a 3/3 wall. That artifact is going to be crazy with this, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more stun support. You know, Frigid Coronas is already in the game. There's Icy, which stuns stuff. There's the 0 mana spell, which stuns stuff. So, you know what? This General is going to be really, really strong as a very control kind of General. And we might actually see control, because now we kind of have 2 control-ish looking Generals with Cryobite, and we have the Vet General we were talking about earlier. So we might see control as a thing. This is definitely not going to be better in Gauntlet than Riva. Faye. Riva and Faye are going to stay at the top of Gauntlet. They just are. They're just BBSs are really good. And kind of depending on what Ragnara's BBS is, we might see Ragnara up there, but I don't know what a Ripper is, so who knows. But that's really it. I don't play a lot of Vanguard, so I'm sorry I may not be thinking of other combos in my head. Like I said, Artifacts is going to be good with this guy. Ice Shatter Gauntlet's going to be a staple in no matter what deck you build, is going to be a staple with them, because you can instantly kill stuff, which is awesome with your General nonetheless. So we're going to be seeing some pretty cool stuff out of Vanguard, and I'm kind of excited to see something other than walls. We definitely won't see walls with Cryobite, though. That is definitely not a thing. There's no point to run walls in this when you rather run it in Kara where you can buff the walls, or you run it in Fae so where you can BS and beat down your opponent faster. So there's no point running it in this, which is super exciting because I hate walls. And then that's really it with the Generals. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Moving down, we have the streamer schedule. So, you know, every time they come out with an expansion, streamers get a card to review or a card to announce. And I actually have the first one, which is pretty awesome. So mine is going to be on Tuesday, October 24th at 3 p.m. PST, which is 6 p.m. my time, so 6 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys come by to my stream. We're going to have a good time. I can't wait to show you guys some of these, or the card that I have to show you is going to be awesome. I promise you, I know you guys are going to like it. So make sure you guys come down, have a good time. But other than that, I'm your boy Clazo. Hope you guys keep on dueling. I'll see you guys next time.